Hey everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through an unbagging of issue 3 for Combat Patrol, and Combat Patrol is for the Warhammer 40,000 setting in this particular issue, at least for Australia. So this is all in the context of Australia and its release cycle. This issue has just come out this year being 2026, and in terms of the month we are still in March, but not for too much longer. So getting straight into the issue, issue number 3 of Combat Patrol. So back to some marine-centric items. So for this particular issue, and that is actually some very nice artwork. I suspect it is the Ultramarines here, front and center. Although the white helm is throwing me off, so maybe I am wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. This particular issue, we do get a squad of 5 Infernus Marines. Into the issue, so trying to get used to the variances between Combat Patrol and the old Imperium magazine. So a breakdown of what to expect. So we do have some painting components for introduction of painting, applying paint, and some painting for Space Marines and Tyranids based on what's been collected so far. The readings about the Silver Templars, so that's most likely who is on the front cover. Some collection tidbits for Space Marine characters and Tyranid characters, and there will be obviously some play stuff as well. So first page is pretty much dedicated to how to build the Infernus squad, starting with the Sergeant, who I believe will have some alternative options with the sprue provided. And then after that, it is pretty much the rest of the squad. So get a squad of 5 men there. Story information, a million worlds. So some context of the wider Imperium. Different worlds that we get to see in the setting. Hive worlds, Forge worlds, Agri worlds, and Shrine worlds. Now, because this is the subscription, I am still obviously going to get some of these little subscription items, and this one actually is themed for Australia for a change. Issues 4 and 5 will come along subject to when you start the subscription. Some of the perks of the subscription, which I will get in time. And as I mentioned back in the issue 1 unbagging, I have decided to go all the way up to the premium subscription, so I will get these models as well over time. Still don't know why the World Eaters were left out, but that is okay. But anyway, that was also included. At some point in time, these little subscription pamphlets will die off. Okay, intermission done. Story information, Space Marines at War, so we get to see a number of Ultramarines units there. And some more here as well, so we have some Vanguard units, armored support, and just some information about Space Marine companies, typically Terminators being usually the first. And there we go, first company, typically your Terminators, with the 10th company being traditionally your Scouts. And I swear these unbaggings are becoming quite interesting. Okay, little story information about Deep Strike. So a typical maneuver executed by a lot of the Terminators of the first company. Obviously it does have its own in-game rules as well. So this will be a little bit of story which I usually do not read through in these types of unbaggings. Going back to the Infernus squad, after I just keep tearing pieces away from the middle C. Not that it matters, these do go into a binder. Infernus squad, so just some randomization with some die to give the squad a name, well, squad name, unit name, and then you can just tick off your progress with the squad of 5 and the basic data sheet. Some more collection themes regarding Space Marine unit names. Now, in terms of collection, issue 1, issue 3, Definitely later issues, I'm not sure which ones. So the Terminators I think are across 2 issues and the Librarian will be across a single issue. And there's just some examples of unit names with the random dice generators. What's happened here? What do we have here? We have Cleanse, Purge, Kill. So how to play most likely with the Infernus squad. So moving, shooting, inflicting wounds. Oh, poor magazine is literally tearing itself apart. So shooting attacks, some of the special rules regarding the, I think they're pyroblasters, how to wound, and then the actual mission itself. The battle, attacking, so just going through some of the stages of the playthrough. And then obviously one of the 2 outcomes, whether Marines or Tyranids win. Last page, pretty much your preview of what you will get by the end of Combat Patrol. So I think there's what, the 9 various Combat Patrols, whole heap of paints, brushes, etc. The wound markers that you can obviously cut off from the back of the issue. I obviously will not do that because I don't actually want to destroy the poor thing. But that's okay. In terms of the paint list, definitely very cool. I noticed there will be a bottle of Astro Granite. The reason why I say that is because I just recently did the issue 36 of Imperium, which actually had Astro Granite and Uriel Yellow, so it'll be interesting if they repeat that when the time comes. But anyway, looking forward to getting that over time. Back of the issue. What do I expect? Now, because I'm on a subscription and it's actually issues 3, 4, 5 and 6, I do already have these. I also have a copy from standard retail. Long story. So issue 4 went back to providing 3 paints and a brush, while issue 5 had a alternative Infernus Marine Sergeant sculpt. So those will be a future. And in fact, issue 5 also comes with 6 additional die. So that was issue 3. Now, what were the good parts of issue 3? Well, here's the not as good parts, but issue 3 did come with actual physical cutouts for the data sheets for both the Marines and the Tyranids. So pretty much the combat patrol of the Space Marines, combat patrol for the Tyranids. So you've got the Infernus Squad Captain, the Wing Tyrannid Prime, the Von Ryan Sleepers. That pretty much covers issues 1, 2 and 3. There is this little section for the actual scenic terrain pieces as well. So one side will have some of the information about it, the other side will just be purely diagrammatic. And then we do have data sheets for later units, the Barbacourts, Termagants, Librarian and Terminator armor, and Terminator squad. So this will be pretty much, so I think this is issue 6, issue 7 and 8. That might be issue 9, and then 10 and 11, maybe? Don't quote me. Even though Combat Patrol's already been released well before I've started this, so it is nice that we actually get these little cutouts, especially given that some of these now are very hard to come by. Yes, I kind of wish I got back into things when some of the datasheet cards were easy to collect. So those were those. And then lastly, the actual fun part of the issue. So we do get 5 of these bases. They will be, because these are push fit bases, there will be the hole to actually push fit the Marine. I have no idea what that is, but that's okay. Oh, probably loose bits of something. Oh, probably from the magazine. Top side of the sprue. Bottom side. So that would definitely be very cool to get these 5 extra Infernus Marines. Now, am I ever actually going to use them in an actual game? Who knows? Unfortunately, I am not playing Salamanders, so whilst it would have been super thematic to use them, obviously I don't have that thematic advantage. Although I still hear a full squad of 10 of these can be pretty rough if you're on the receiving end. So that was the included run-up with issue 3. Okay, so that pretty much brings us to the end of the unbagging of Combat Patrol issue 3. Definitely off to a nice steady start here in Australia for Combat Patrol. Looking forward to building up everything as time goes, and thankfully have a few learnings from Imperium, in theory. Thank you very much for watching this unbagging video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. This does help support the channel and I do appreciate it. Feel free to check out Instagram as well as the YouTube community tab. It will just have some stuff of what I'm currently working on, which may or may not be 40k related, but I'm working on something, generally. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in next week's video, which will be Combat Patrol issue 4, if you're sticking around for that. Alternatively, there is the Imperium unbagging, as well as whatever else I manage to publish on the channel. See ya.